let's talk about America. Great country, and it's not just because I live in it, it's mostly because I live in it. But first, let's talk about Richard King. He's a freerunner. He's an American. And I don't know how well he's going to do in the first stage. In fact, no one's going to know how well he's going to do in the first stage, because I feel like he's going to end up wearing pants that are so small that the entire world is just going to black out from what they see. Not because it's so bad, but because it's that good. It's going to be such a glorious image, everyone's going to turn into the characters of Fast Forward and just be like... And next thing you know, Richard King is going to be at the finish line with the gates open, and no one can confirm or deny if he actually made it. So they're just going to be like, alright, you can go to the second stage. However, then, I only question how well he'll do. Because it'll be cold, he'll have to wear pants. But I think that he's going to fall victim to... the unstable bridge. It's a very dastardly obstacle. In my personal opinion, actually, it's one of the best obstacles that they've come up with in quite a while. I must say. Very, very smartly done. Ingenious, even. But hey, who knows? But let's stick with America as we talk about stupid hooks. Brian Orozco. I think he's going to put on his best performance ever. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. Because he will pull a Jackie Chan and get drunk before his run. He'll turn into a drunken master, but instead of doing Kung Fu, he'll be doing the Sasuke course. And he's going to dominate the first stage. He'll have the best time because he's so plastered that he'll reach the end. However, unfortunately, as we all know, when you're drunk, spinning, not the best thing in the world. So, unfortunately, I think he's going to fall victim to the metal spin. But it'll be an amazing first stage run that he'll have. He'll get to the jumpy spot and be like, just dominate. Be like, this is nothing. Do this with my eyes closed. In fact, I will close my eyes. And then he'll pass it. Because he's that good. But now, we turn to Mr. America himself. The white Sasuke Jesus. I am, of course, talking about one of the sexiest men alive in America. Levi Muhlenberg. People have criticized him in the past, saying that he's a show-off, that he's, doesn't respect the course or the competitors, and regardless of his intentions, he doesn't do things right. But let me tell you something. What we didn't know at the time was that he was practicing. That's right, practicing. Because it turns out I have insider information. On this sheet of paper right here, I have insider info that tells me that in the second stage, there'll be a new flipping obstacle where you have to do backflips across platforms. And guess who does really well on that obstacle? People are like, oh, there's no point for flipping on the obstacle course. Well, guess what? It's perfectly needed now. And he will dominate it. Ironically, though, I think that he'll fail the spider flip. It's kind of weird like that. Unfortunately, I think he's going to try doing like a backflip like this, and as we all know, trying to catch yourself on the spider flip upside down, not an easy thing to do. unfortunately. Yeah, you know, guy likes flipping. Unfortunately, it wasn't the right type of flip. Wrong flip. It'll probably cost him. However, we have America Stars. We have All Stars, which we'll get to. But now we'll talk about the new stars, which officially there's only 2. So let's talk about the first one, shall we? I am, of course, talking about Kano. Well, you would think that Kano would do very well because, you know, he's done very well in the past. Unfortunately, he's not going to be there. You see, for those of you who don't know, he works at a pachinko bar, and while cleaning up some of the garbage during closing hours, unfortunately, he slipped on a few of the balls that were dropped on the ground, and he suffered an injury. You gotta feel for him because it was a groin injury, and no one likes groin injuries at all. So, hope you feel better, man. I'm rooting for you. I look forward to seeing you in Sasuke 26. However, now we must talk about the other new star. I am, of course, talking about Yuji. Sometimes I call him Yugi, which then makes me think about Yu-Gi-Oh! And then about card games, and then about Pokemon card games, and then about Pokemon cartoon, and the Pokemon video game, but enough about that. Last time, Yuji, he didn't do so well. It was quite surprising of how gloriously he failed in Sasuke 24. But unfortunately, I think the bad luck is going to follow him. And unfortunately, I think he's going to fail. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, whatever. The The 12 Timbers! No, wait, that still sounds stupid. The Dodeca Step! I don't care what people call it, I still call it the Dodeca Step because that name makes sense. Yes, I know, it's the first obstacle. Unfortunately. It's so. Because I said so. But enough about this jibber-jabber about people that you don't care about that much. Let's get to the main attractions. The Elite Six. The people who you know will be there no matter what, unless there's an injury or someone actually honors their promise to retire. But I have a good feeling that they'll all be there. I get a lot of feelings. But this one was very, very strong. If you get what I'm saying. But first, let's talk about the man that you don't want to owe taxes to. Gunpei Shiratori. I think he's back. He's gonna be back in style. I think he's gonna pass the first stage. Unfortunately for him, they're gonna bring back the balance tank. And remember the time that he crashed and hit his head? Yeah. You know, where he was right here, his body was like this was his head, and the balance tank was right here, and then he went through this way, squeezed through. Yeah, I think he's gonna fail the balance tank again. And probably in a hilariously painful fashion, just like that. Wow, I just predicted that someone will suffer a horrible wipeout. Whatever.